Hi, my name is Bobby Potter. I'm a reading interventionist at Marie Schaefer. Today I'm going to read to you the story, The Spider and the Fly. This story is based off of the poem written by Mary Howlett. The book is illustrated by Tony Detralisi. The Spider and the Fly is a cautionary tale. It's something that is going to warn its listener about danger. What danger do you think we might find in a book about a spider and a fly? What do you already know about spiders and flies? As I read this book, you may notice I have some post-it notes on some of my pages. Good readers are actively engaged with their text when they read. We do this by making connections to our characters. We might ask questions. We can visualize in our head what might be happening. We can also predict what we think is going to happen next. And occasionally we'll come across some unfamiliar words we'll need to figure out. The sticky notes in this book show how I was actively engaged when I read the book for the first time. I hope you enjoy our story. The Spider and the Fly. As you can see here in our illustrations, there is some mood being built by the colors. We see some dark grays and blacks. How does this make you feel the story might go? I envision it as a very creepy story. I wonder if it will be. Here we can see a look into this house. Down here by my hand is the fly looking through the window. And here is our spider. "Will you walk into my parlor?" said the spider to the fly. "'Tis the prettiest little parlor that ever you did spy. The way into my parlor is up a winding stair, and I have many curious things to show you when you are there." You see, I have my first sticky note here. For me, this was one for the unfamiliar word of parlor. I can look at my picture for a clue. I can see that the winding stairs go up into his house. And I know at my house when I go in, I come into my living room, so that I can tell that the parlor is his living room. Do you think the fly will go in? "Oh, no, no," said the little fly. "To ask me is in vain. For who goes up a winding stair can never come down again." Here I was thinking, what does she mean by they never come back again? What do you know about spiders and insects? Why might his guest not be coming back out? One thing that I already know is that spiders eat insects. So maybe he's not who he is trying to come off to be. "I am sure you must be weary, dear, with soaring up so high. Will you rest upon my little bed?" said the spider to the fly. "There are pretty curtains drawn around. The sheets are fine and thin. And if you like to rest a while, I'll snugly tuck you in." Here, this gave me a connection with my own girls. When I tuck them in at night, they like to be wrapped with their sheets nice and tight. Makes me wonder, what would a spider tuck you tightly into bed with? "Oh, no, no," said the little fly, "for I've often heard it said, they never, never wake again who sleep upon your bed." Ooh, and I see a context clue on this page, right here. The joy of cooking bugs. It's an illustration that's going to help me later. Said the cunning spider to the fly, "Dear friend, what can I do to prove the warm affection I've always felt for you? I have within my pantry good store of all things that are nice. I am sure you're very welcome. Will you please take a slice?" Ooh, what might you find in a spider's pantry? A pantry is a space in your home where you store your food. What do you store in your pantry? Now think about what the spider has in his. "Oh, no, no," said the little fly. "Kind sir, that cannot be. I've heard what is in your pantry, and I do not wish to see." So let's think about this at this point in time. Why do you think the spider is being so nice to the fly? What do you predict? This would be a great place to do that. "Sweet creature," said the spider, "you're witty and wise. How handsome are your gauzy wings, how brilliant are your eyes. I have a little looking glass upon my parlor shelf. If you'd step in one moment, dear, you shall behold yourself. And I can see from the picture here that a looking glass is like a mirror. I'm gonna take a moment. I kind of wanted to look here how she's looking at herself in the mirror. She has her hands on her cheeks. She seems to really be liking what she sees. I thank you, gentle sir, she said, for what you pleased to say, and bidding you good morning now. I'll come another day. The spider turned him round about and went into his den, for well he knew the silly fly would soon come back again. So he wove a subtle web in a little corner sly, and set his table ready to dine upon the fly. Then he came out to his door again, and merrily did he sing, Come hither, hither, pretty fly, with the pearl and silver wing. Your robes are green and purple, there's a crest upon your head. Your eyes are like the diamond bright, but mine are dull as lead. Here's another unfamiliar word, that word hither. He says, Come hither, hither, which means to come here. And now he's being even nicer. Why do you think that is? Alas, alas, how very soon the silly little fly, hearing his wildly flattering words, came slowly flitting by. With buzzing wings she hung aloft, then nearer and nearer drew, thinking only of her brilliant eyes and her green and purple hue, thinking only of her crested head. Poor foolish thing! Do you remember how she was looking at herself in the mirror? I think the spider found her weakness. At last. Up jumped the cunning spider and fiercely held her fast. Ooh, the spider has definitely changed from the very beginning. We saw that word cunning twice. And now that I can see it again, I know that cunning was not a positive compliment for him. He was tricking her into coming into his house. He dragged her up his winding stair into his dismal den, within his little parlor, but she never come out again. Think about your prediction. Did you predict that she would get caught? And now, dear little children, who may the story read, to idle, silly, flattering words, I pray you never give heed. Unto an evil counselor, close heart and ear and eye, and take a lesson from this tale of the spider and the fly. That's the end of our story. So did you learn what the cautionary tale was? Don't let someone use flattery to you to get you to do something that you already know is wrong. Stick by what you know. I hope you enjoyed our story today.